The furnace we are going to use as an example is the 45D. On the top of the furnace case is an access plate which covers the operating aquistat and the high limit aquistat. The operating aquistat is the device that determines the operating cycle of the furnace, in this case from 150 to 180 degrees. There is a green wire and a green-black wire attached by means of spade connectors to the device. The high-limit aquistat is a safety device that prevents overheating of the furnace fluid, shutting down the furnace at a preset limit. This device is self-resetting after the fault is cleared. Wiring is green and orange with spade connectors. Both devices are attached to the mounting bracket by tapped holes and studs that are part of the water jacket. Also accessed from the top of the furnace are the supply and return connection fittings for the heated fluid, the exhaust outlet, the fuel fittings, highlighted in yellow, and the air intake, highlighted in blue. Beginning on the left side of the furnace, we remove the access panel to expose the fuel pump and air delivery components. Note that the side panel is secured by 4 number 8 Phillips head machine screws. The bottom screw need not be completely removed as its mounting hole is slotted. Beginning from the rear of the compartment, we start with the compressor. On the output side of the compressor is a 1/4 inch hose which connects to the nozzle assembly in the burner compartment. The 5/16 inch hose on the intake side of the compressor is fitted with an air filter. The input and output nipples are marked in and out, showing the direction of airflow. The compressor is mounted underneath the primary air intake using 3 vibration mounts secured to the top of the compartment with 3 number 8 Phillips head machine screws. Note that the compressor is powered through a male-female spade connector and is grounded to the furnace case. The next component is the fuel pump. The fuel pump is mounted with isolation studs bolted to a bracket welded to the top of the compartment. The intake side of the pump draws fuel through a brass 1/4 inch hose barb on the top of the furnace that is screwed into the pump body. The output side of the pump goes through the air accumulator assembly that has a needle valve on the top of the furnace that allows air to be bled from the fuel system. Fuel then goes under pressure to the fuel regulator. The fuel pump is case grounded, and the power connection is on the bottom of the pump. The next component is the fuel regulator. This device is located under the combustion air fan and is attached by means of a 1/4 inch bolt that is accessed through the burner chamber. The regulator has an inlet connection and an outlet connection. Fuel from the pump stops at the regulator until the air compressor comes on, causing negative pressure, drawing fuel from the regulator to the nozzle. The combustion air fan is above the fuel regulator and is attached to the furnace case by means of 2 studs and nuts accessed through the burner chamber. The combustion air fan is an assembly consisting of a fan motor, a fan body, a blower wheel, and a bracket. The unit is case grounded by a short wire attached to the fan bracket and to the motor by means of a spade connector. Power is supplied by a wire with a spade connector. The assembly draws air from the air intake at the end of the furnace compartment and blows into the burner chamber. The burner chamber is accessed by removing a cover on the front of the furnace. The cover is secured by 4 number 8 machine screws. The burner compartment is sealed with a gasket, which must be in place for proper operation. Inside the burner compartment, we find the fuel block, photodiode, igniter, and the fuel solenoid. The fuel block is secured in the burner by means of a thumb screw. Loosening the thumb screw allows removal of the fuel block and access to the nozzle. The nozzle screws into the fuel block. The nozzle is an assembly consisting of the nozzle orifice, nozzle stem, nozzle distributor, and an O-ring. The photodiode is screwed into the front of the fuel block. The igniter slides into a brazed tube on the top of the burner and is secured by the igniter clip. The fuel solenoid is attached to the side of the fuel block assembly. The igniter and the fuel solenoid are case grounded. The photodiode is powered and grounded from the main circuit board. The burner is mounted to the back face of the burner chamber by 4 studs and nuts. Removing these nuts allows the tube to be withdrawn from the water jacket. Once the tube has been withdrawn, the inside of the water jacket can be inspected and cleaned if necessary.